What's up, everyone? It's the Mouse Bank, and you already know what to do. If you like videos like this, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. We are going to be talking about Fallout, the show, and all that is forgiven with the Elder Scrolls 6 not coming out anytime soon, but being mentioned by Todd Howard. ESO 6, we're going to be talking about the all of the rewards that just came out in the last 2 months. Also, why all is forgiven. They finally gave me a house, a crib to put more of my furniture. No longer just in an inn and in my champion suite. We've got all sorts of things in the Seals of Endeavor store and crown crates to go over. I've been doing trials, arenas. I've got 2 new guilds and I'm working on a 3rd. As always, if you have questions, just leave them in the comments. I will get with you as best I can. Someone asked me for an Elsewhere review. Never officially did one, but during my High Owls video, I did respond. So I do respond to comments. If you do make comments, I will try to get back with you as soon as possible. Again, if you like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, that makes it all easier. And I'd like to hear from you on if you pre-purchased the Gold Road, if you're playing ESO right now, and if you'd like to play with me, I'm on Xbox. Not sponsored to say any of this, so you're going to get the truth here. I'll start by saying I didn't hear anything about Shattered Space, even though that was such a big deal for Bethesda players. I haven't heard anything. Todd did mention that the Elder Scrolls 6 is in the works, but I still somewhat don't believe him on that topic. Now, depending on what era the Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be based in, I think is really what we need to be focused on instead of so much as where it's situated, because to me, Hammerfell, High Rock, all that seems very boring. Just anything with Breton lore is boring. I mean, look at ESO, the Elder Scrolls Online, ZeniMax. They don't know what to do with that type of lore at all. It's just very repetitive. So I think the era is going to be very important in which the Elder Scrolls 6 is based. Now, why is all forgiven? Because the Fallout show was freaking awesome. Like, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm going to be doing a separate video. This is just me honoring the fact that I said I was going to be doing an Elder Scrolls ESO video for the summer opening up versus me just throwing out a Fallout video, but I am going to be doing a review video on it because it was pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie, I might get a tattoo of Lucy. I already have a tattoo for Fallout, but I might get a tattoo of Lucy simply because it was she told the story to not have played the games, to finally play the games right before she had to, do her scenes. Very incredible with her acting. I also like the storytelling, and the ghoul was probably my favorite character. And they also incorporated a lot of pieces of lore. I even felt like I saw Megaton. But the biggest part is the end with New Vegas, so can't wait to see what they do with that. So yes, Todd, that is why all is forgiven. Now, let's get into Gold Road. Okay, so what's so cool about the Gold Road for me? Everyone talks about new adventure, new skills, new this and that, new mechanics, new dungeons. It's probably going to be new arenas, new this, that, and third, basically. We're also going to get furniture. We know we're going to get some type of housing, cosmetics. We know we're going to get pets, mounts, right? But this flying mount thing for me is still in my head. I still want a flying mount simply because we saw it with Power World. We know it's achievable. It can be done. So I want to see that as well. But yeah, Gold Road, the reason I wanted to really get into it is because of Skin Grab. Anything that has to do with Oblivion, which is the Elder Scrolls, the 4th installment, anything that has to do with that, I'm usually down. Like, even though I don't have ESO Plus, but I have the Deadlands beat, for example, and all that stuff, but I can't visit those way shrines right now. Which, of course, because I pre-purchased Gold Road, for the purpose of the nostalgia to, see what it's all about. Looking forward to new companions. I'm most interested in the trial, which is the Lucent Citadel, because it's in Fargrave, and this is why I brought up the Deadlands, because Fargrave, Blackwood, all that, I love it. Fargrave itself, to me, if there's a reason that I would get ESO Plus, it's simply to play in Fargrave. I mean, it's beautiful. It has the feel of Cold Harbor and Deadlands, but in this like Sheogorath way, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like mortals can walk amongst the Daedra here. And this trial, this citadel, is some type of Daedric vault. Now, if I could have got a home anywhere, it would have been Fargrave, but I've always felt like they were going to give a home away, and they did. I think it's called the Sword Singers Rebout. But the importance of this lore-wise is that I've been crying about this for the longest, and the fact that I get my house and it's the lore that backs up my Redguard is just awesome. I mean, I feel like perhaps only a few people did see my video, but maybe the right person saw it, because I got my house now, and it's situated in the Alakir Desert in Bankerai, so it's just cool. It just goes with the lore. Like, my first crib is in Elsewhere, so it just goes with the lore. Right now, this month, which is May, they're giving away the Scale Caller crates and the Zanmir crates. The importance of this is you could get a pet, you could get a mount. It's like getting an heirloom if you were playing Apex, you know what I'm saying? Even this house, like I said, this house is a big deal because they don't give out cribs. So now would be the best time to log into the Elder Scrolls ESO Online. There's no telling if they'll be giving away this stuff, you know what I'm saying, next month. The Seals of Endeavor right now are very easy. You're able to max it out real quickly. I would go and do all Seals of Endeavor that you can do every single week that you can, every month that you can do, because the Seals of Endeavor are going to get you those heirloom type rewards and mounts, the mounts that are glowing and stuff that you see people on. Personally, I'm fine with my elk. I love my elk and I ride my elk everywhere. And even with when I do any DLCs and I get a mount, I usually put that on my companion. And of course, you can still pop up to stables and increase, you know, these attributes, these mounts, and that's probably why I stick with my elk the most, because he's like almost maxed at everything. I think I'm waiting on his stamina to get maxed out now. I also want to talk to you about where I spend the most of my time in the Elder Scrolls and ESO. I don't want to lie to you. Personally, I'm a lore freak, so I quest a lot, and I've been working on building up the achievements for my character. I've only recently really started PvPing and dueling because that's really what some of the Seals of Endeavor have called for. And trials, I've ran trials, I've had guilds and stuff before, but the significance and difference is it now versus then is now in the guilds that I've joined. They have these awesome homes where, you know, I can go and I can sell stuff, I can do my training and figure out my tune more. And I really like that multiplayer feel where, you know, you can be dependent upon an entire guild. And the communication as well, communicating with them. But where do I spend most of my time when I'm in ESO, when I log in? I go around to guild stores in every single zone buying furniture and all types of motifs and stuff that I just don't have in my collection yet. Another thing they had did, and I think I said this in my previous Elder Scrolls video that I just released, but they did give us Hugh's Bane, which very exciting. Like, I mean, I instantly got my smuggler simply because I was just waiting on the zone to be opened for me. So that's a prime example of if you get ESO Plus or you don't have ESO Plus, just wait, they might release that zone. I'm hoping they release Deadlands to me like that. And when I say these guild traders have everything, I've been getting furniture primarily for like, each day that I go and I shop, I'll shop for a different room. But that is one thing I will complain about. Like, for example, I just got the new crib and I've already filled it up for as much stuff that I can put in it. So right now, I would say is a brilliant time if you're a new player to the series. Instead of going like everyone else and buying Fallout 4 again, hop on to ESO Online. You might be pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised because I was just complaining at the beginning of this year, like, I need information on this, I need information on that. And like I said, the only thing that really got Bethesda by with me is this Fallout show. This Fallout show I understand now. Like, seeing Todd on the red carpet all giddy, I understand now where they were spending their time creatively. And I'm not that mad about Shattered Space with Starfield anymore. Okay, so last but not least, we're also going to go over Athelia. Now, the first problems that I first had when they initially released Gold Road's information was that they were calling Athelia a new prince. And it's one of my first videos on YouTube that dealt with the Elder Scrolls where I mentioned all the princes, and I also mentioned Athelia, which at the time I even said, like, I have no idea anything about this prince, so I'm not going to talk about it. And that was years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. So Athelia is not a new prince. Athelia is actually a forgotten prince, and of course we already know Horace Mora, who's the prince that can make people forget stuff. So I know that Horace Mora is going to be coming back with this, and I understand. My understanding is that some of the mechanics play off of the recent Necrum mechanics. So I am a bit like questioning the scribing and like what is really new about this transformation for ESO Online. I think they're trying to go into the treasure trove and trying to get this stuff because they need to keep us interested. Like I said, I was doing a lot of complaining at the beginning of the year, and for me it's because the dude who made Muckmire, it's not that Muckmire isn't interesting. One, he dealt with one of the most complicated pieces of lore, which is the Anaxio and the Argonians and their lore. Like, that's difficult in itself to deal with. So I understand Muckmire was the best translation that they could probably get of Muckmire. But my whole thing is, it's already knocking me off by saying that it's a brand new prince and offering a brand new experience. I mean, we all know that you usually deal with princess thralls like the Dremora and stuff like that. So we know we're gonna have a couple new characters that we're gonna come across in a story that entails this prince. My issues is, again, the depiction. So in the past, this prince was kind of referenced as a male, but I mean, I know it says genderless as well on most Daedric princes, but they are presenting it as a female, and then I'm like, so how far? Because no updates on anything, on no websites, on none of that about this prince, not in detail like the other princes. And I'm wondering if after this we are going to see this prince be added to the list. Because when you have stuff like the Elder Scrolls 6 and whatever era this is based in, I think this is like the second or third era of whatever that ESO is based in, and then you take the base games, right? Because this is where it fucks up. You take the base games, and let's say some part of that lore changes towards the base game. Now we're a bit in a conundrum. So I am just hoping on zero confusion with the Prince Athelia. I'm hoping on a immersive experience, and I just hope they stick tight to lore. This, I know why they didn't stick tight to the lore, because it's pretty much what they wanted to make up. I mean, the game devs have already like given us the spin on that, and Bethesda today, I believe, or recently, shut down a bunch of their little studios. So, you know, it's just all questionable what's going on in the gaming world. And this Athelia Prince, I'm not saying don't be excited. I'm excited. That's why I pre-ordered it. But I just don't want to be slapped in the face with, you know, like average gaming. That's all I'm saying. Necrum was cool. High Elves was like, no. Elsewhere was excellent. You know, anything that deals with lore is usually pretty great. So I'm looking forward to it, but I have my reservations. If you guys are looking forward to Athelia, you're looking forward to scribing, you're looking forward to Gold Road in general, to being able to explore Skimgrad, and that's just, you know, getting back to some nostalgia, please let me know in the comments. Like, share, and leave a comment. Happy belated Mother's Day to those of you that aren't seeing this on Mother's Day. And thank you guys for popping in on Mousy. All right, make sure you follow me across Instagram and all that other great stuff. And we'll definitely be talking more, because I'm going to be, of course, creating a Gold Road video when the expansion comes out. All right, so I'll see you guys in June.